Good morning and welcome to Middle Maker. My name is Zoe. I am the middle-aged maker, and together we are on a crafting Etsy sort of selling journey, and I've brought you guys with me so that we can go through things that I go through, any tips and tricks that I can give you or any help that I can give to you. You can watch my mistakes and learn from them, but together we're in it. And today we're going to be talking about this word. Business. Okay, business is really important. So you know you have a business, even if it's a small one. You know what you do, you know what you sell, you know how you sell it. And we talked about that in the last video. But do you know where your money's coming from? Do you know where your money's going? Do you know on the extra bits of cash that you're getting in, are you paying them into the bank? Are you keeping records of them? Do you know where your money is going? Do you know how much money you're wasting? Do you know how much money you could be saving? Ultimately, you need to know everything about your business, including today's topic, budget, so that you can take ownership of it and you can ultimately make more money out of it. So today we're going to talk about budget. Okay, so there is budget. Now budget is your money, and it's a really unpopular topic, and it is because it's really boring. Okay, so money, unless you've got lots of it, it is really boring. It's boring going through your bank statement. It's boring going through sort of receipts and things. But the exciting bit about that is that once you do go through that, you will know where your money's going to. You will know what you're spending it on. You will know what you're spunking it on. You will know what you could save, and you know ultimately how much profit you would be capable of. So it's really, really important, because there'll be things that you're spending your money on, like little subscriptions here and there. For me, I have a couple of subscriptions that I thought were a great idea when I first started. But now I'm thinking I could do that myself. So today I'm going to go through my bank details, and I'm going to sort of think, well, where's my money going to? What money am I wasting? I could save £10 here and £10 there. So ultimately, you have to have ownership of your business, because you want to make maximum profit and minimum waste. So we're going to talk about, first of all, where is your money coming from? So what are your income streams? Now, when I say streams, for me, it sounds a bit like trickling in, which is what it is. So what are your income streams? Now, for me, I do a little bit of supply, because I'm a teacher or trained teacher. Now, my supply is already sewn up, so I don't need to include supply in my budget. I'll put it in so that I know when I look at the bank, I know that some money have come from supply and some money hasn't. So I have to know how much, but the tax, national insurance, little bit of pension, all comes out of my supply money. So that's done, it's dusted, it's fine, but you still need to know how much. The other income streams, I'm going to start teaching art history at the weekends to fellow crafters like you. So if you're interested in where your craft comes from, the people that have inspired you, the people that started the movement, the arts and craft movements, if you're interested in that, I'm going to be starting teaching that on Saturdays, and I will put I'll do a little video when it's sort of signed, sealed, delivered, if you like. Where else? Craft fairs, markets. Okay, these things starting back up again, which is absolutely fantastic. So craft fairs are starting back up again. I might do another video on craft fairs because they vary hugely. Markets, Herefordshire Market is opening up, and I've applied for a stall. So where's that? What's that money going to come from and create profit? I also sell on Etsy, but I also sell on Facebook and Instagram. So you need to know where all these money pots are coming in. Now, the other thing is I'm going to put miscellaneous. And I'm going to pray I've spelt it right. So the reason why I've put miscellaneous is, so I'll give you an example. Most of my things I sell on Facebook, Instagram or Etsy. Some of it I sell at markets, hopefully start going to craft fairs. Miscellaneous, I'll give you an example. I went to the park the other day, so I took my dogs, my inspiration. I was waiting for a friend. Someone came up to me and said, "What's that sticker on your car?" And I sold a mug in that time. So that's your miscellaneous. Now, she will buy via Etsy, so it will come out as an Etsy sale. But do remember, because actually, it's a lot of people that I come across will pay me cash. So that's the other thing. That's why I've put miscellaneous. So that's the other thing that you're going to have to keep records of, is miscellaneous and then cash. Okay. So we've done the money streams. And what we want to know is where this money is going to. So what are you doing with this money? Now, currently, at the moment, my money all goes into one bank account. Okay. But that bank account is a personal bank account. It's not a business bank account. And it doesn't have anywhere to go. It sits there, it comes in, and then it goes out. Now, I don't have a record of that, so that's what I'm going to be doing today, is to see exactly where that money is going. Now, when you do know where that money is going, you're going to start wanting to allocate it. So you're going to allocate your money, and it's going to go to products. So if you're like me, you have to buy products to sell at these lovely places here. It's going to go towards equipment. So most of us, when we make something, we use equipment to sort of, like, for example, a printer. So I bought a printer. That all came out of this bank account. I bought recently a laminator because I want to be able to laminate bunting and things like that, because it's cheaper. And so it all comes out of this budget. But have I done a profit and loss? Have I done a balance sheet? Not for this month, no. I've done it for April and I need to do it for May. And that's another video. What else are you going to spend your money on? Now, if you're like most people and you're really honest, okay, so you might have cash in your pocket because you've sold a mug and someone's given you a tenner, or you sold a tea towel or whatever, and they've given you cash for it because it's a miscellaneous. You met them at the park and then they've given you cash. But you meet up with a friend for coffee. You think, okay, I've got cash in my pocket. So you pay for the coffee out of the cash. But then, did you make a record of it? Did you know how much money you've got coming in and how much money you've gone out? Because that coffee has come directly out of your profit. And that's fine, because if you are a sole trader, then that's fine, but you need to keep a record of it, because you will have to start writing things down, keeping receipts for the tax man. So that's why you need to know where it's going, because one day you're going to have to declare all your money and all your tax, and you need to know these things without getting into trouble. So where is it? So that's why we do a budget. So let's go back to budget over here. Oh, I'm going to choose another colour pen. It's exciting. I do like this. It's fun. Right. Okay. Okie dokie. So budget. Right. What is a budget? Budget is money in and money out. You need to know it because it is your, I'm going to move you around a bit. It's your, am I? No, actually, because you're fine now. It's off. You need to know your money coming in and your money coming out. When you know this, okay, now I'm not saying you do it straight away. I'm doing it over a period of 3 months, 3 or 4 months, because I need to know how much money I'm spending on, for example, insurance. Actually, that was a bad example because I know how much I'm spending on insurance, or products, or stock, or coffees. Okay, how much money have you got coming in? have you got, how much money have you got coming in? So how much have you sold? How much do you sell every month? Okay, and then you can then have ownership of how much profit you have left. So you need to know. Now a budget, once you know all those things, a budget means you can then allocate certain funds every month towards insurance, products and stock, and coffees and petrol. So you need to work out, before you actually write down how much money you have every month allocated to insurance or products or stock, you need to do a little sort of recce on how much money coming in and out. And I usually I'm taking about 3 months, because some things will vary. So for example, some in your first couple of months, you will have spent a lot more on equipment. I bought a printer and a laminator, but next month I won't buy a printer and a laminator because I've already got one. So it's about knowing how much you've got coming in and out, and then in about 3 months, then you can do your budget, and we'll have a little chat about that. With your budget, where you allocate how much money you're going to spend on products, how much money you're going to spend on stock, how much money you spend every month on your insurance, and how much money you spend on every month on coffees or mileage. Okay, and you can allocate your funds then, but you won't know how much money you've got to spend on each of those things until you've done a balance sheet for about 3 months. But the other thing about having this budget that's really important is that you need to know how much money you're wasting. So that's why it's a really good idea, because on this bit here, the miscellaneous one, you know, you might be having 10 coffees a month, which is great and lovely, but I know from certain coffee places they're about £3 or £4. Now £3 and £4 is coming out of your profit. That is a lot of money. So, you know, you need to sort of think about these things so that you can sort of cut them back and make maximum profit, if you like. So again, this all comes down to, here we go, planning. Okay, so you can plan. Right, now then, I've got something to show you. I've bought this. Okay, now on here, this is my plan. And this one is for the whole family. They don't know it yet, but they will. So on my plan, and this one is June, and I've got May somewhere. On my plan, I'm going to be putting different colour pens. Hubby, daughter, son, dogs. What's the plan? Where we're going from it? And the reason why you want a plan, and the reason why you want to know, is because then you can block out your time. So, for example, let me find a pen, not my iPad pen. So, for example, actually I'll do it on here. So, for example, you've got your plan here. Now, you know, okay, on your daily plan that you've got in your kitchen, okay, here's the month, like this. Right. So, let's imagine this is June, and it's not perfectly right, but imagine you've got the 5th of June, okay? The 5th of June, which is a Saturday. I know that I've got, okay, a craft fair. So I've got a craft fair. Great. I've done my budgeting. I know how much the craft fair is costing me. I know how much every products is, rah-de-rah, and we will talk about that in another video. But you also want to know, what is hubby and daughter or son or dogs doing on that Saturday? You're at the craft fair. What are they doing? Because they need to be self-sufficient in this time while you're making a profit in the craft fair. Let's go to a Monday. So let's go Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that's the 7th, okay, of June. Now on a Monday, I work in a school in the afternoon, right? So this is me, ZR, PM, in the afternoon. That's me. Now, during that time, I'm making supply money, but I'm not making any profit from my craft at all. So I've got to block that out and plan for not making any money. However, in the morning time, this morning time, that's my blocked out time for selling and how much profit can I make in that time? If I'm not making profit in that time, what am I doing in that time? Using that time effectively to get ready for selling for my income, maybe I'll be doing my budget, maybe I'll be doing some equipment or some crafting. But this time here, this is my time. So I'm going to do it like that. That's my time this morning, okay, for my craft business. Now, when you have families, it's always spanner in the work. So the next day, husband and daughter are out, okay? So they're out, which means then that my income is affected because we've got 3 dogs and one of them can't be left alone. She's gorgeous, but so that means I have to be downstairs, not in my office. So then you have to think and you have to plan, what income streams can I make while they're out for the day? So my daughter's at school, my husband might be at work doing something. What's going to happen in that time? What can I do while I'm downstairs looking after the dogs? I can maybe do some crafting or, but that time is planned out for you to make maximum profit. So that's why that's really important, that everybody is involved in the planning stage and everybody is involved in where they are, what they're doing, and also as a family you'll be sharing income streams too. So that's why that's important. The last thing I was going to say to you, so this is my last thing you'll be glad to know, is that because of the way that my business is working, I've decided that I'm not going to be a sole trader, because I find this all very confusing when it comes into your bank account and it just goes out. It goes in, it goes out, in, out. And someday somebody's going to turn around and say, right, you've got to pay tax on that. And then I'll be like, but I don't know how much money I've earned because I haven't done my budget. I haven't done my planning. I haven't done my balance sheet. So I've decided that I'm going to become a limited company. And I'm not going to talk about that now. I'm going to save that for another video, mainly because I haven't actually sort of researched that much into it, a little bit, but I have made some decisions based on why. So with a limited company, the main reason is that your company can then pay your pensions. So your pensions pay to your company. You can get tax back for a lot of things, so you can claim for mileage. I do a lot of mileage in my business. So all those things can be claimed for and you get tax back. The other reason is because I want my personal life separate to my business life. And if you have a sole trader, it's all joined up into one. So for example, very bland example, right? Basic example. If you're a sole trader and you borrow £3,000, actually let's say a bit more, £90,000 to buy something, a piece of equipment or a property that you have for your business. Now, if your business goes kaplonk, you are totally liable for that. As a sole trader, you could lose your house, you could lose your car, you could lose everything. So everything is all together. And as a limited company, you've got some insurance. You've got some insurance about you wouldn't automatically lose everything of your house, of your car, because your business would lose everything. But we will talk about that in more detail because I have to be honest, I'm not entirely sure how that works yet. So we will talk about it. But there are benefits to being a sole trader, and there are loads of benefits, and I know most people are. But for me and my family, being a limited company works better for me. But that's a decision that you will have to look at, or you might have already done. So that is the end of our first introduction to budget and business and planning. The next video I'm going to do is going to be a video on doing your balance sheet, so in and out. So we're going to look at a pretend balance sheet, and we're going to look at all the money coming in and all the money coming out, and how we balance the books as you like, and how we can make maximum profit. Okay, hope that's been good for today, and that I haven't waffled on for too long, and that it's been useful of sorts. And I'll see you in the next video when we actually do a balance sheet. Okay, good luck with that. Bye.